Hello there, YouTube. My name is Jacob, and as always, the PNSSUG is where you want to be. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the last several races of what is the most current Prestige Cup or PC Cup, the TVR Sagaris. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing to the PNSSUG. Every little bit of support helps and is greatly appreciated. Smash that like button on your way out if you do enjoy today's content, if you found it helpful in any way, shape, or form. Anything that you want to see in the future, please put it down in that comment section below, but as always, please keep it respectful. Without further ado, let's get into it. Here we go. So, I've got here my garage, whatever. Not the highlight of this video today. We want this right here, the Prestige Cup. So I'm going to turn my volume up a little bit. And here we go. Get right into it. Now, one thing I'm going to mention as I do this Prestige Cup, whenever you have a car like this, especially this one, this is a relatively decent live racer, not very well known. People don't really go up to it and say, oh, I can't beat that car. I've done a video on how to turn this into a very nice live racer. Now, again, with every video that I do, if you do not match my parts, my fusions, my etc., you're not going to be able to get the exact same performance that I do. So please do keep that in mind. You have to have the same amount of parts to be able to get the same kind of performance. But anyway, regardless, when I do these Prestige Cups, I've done a video on how to drop a car and everything like that, about bumping it, not racing it. One thing that I use these Prestige Cups for is making the computer continue to believe that a car is slower. I'm going to purposely race as many of these races and just barely win as I can, so that the computer has more likely a chance to believe that this car, my TVR Sagaris, is not as fast. That's enough of that explanation. Let's get to the racing. Let's go. Just so I can explain what I'm doing here when I'm just doing this endlessly. And they are just barely win. I'm not going to have the volume up quite that loud if I'm going to be doing that. There we go. That should hopefully be better. Sorry if that was a little bit of a nuisance there. I didn't realize it was quite that loud. Yeah, you see I ran a 13.5 against a 13.6. So, did not run very... I didn't even run even remotely close to my dyno. Now on these, the speed traps, this is where it gets interesting. If I can do it, what I will do is I'll get to a gear that is faster, like this one, and I will reshift like you saw. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't get me anything, but that's fine. Not a big deal. Now, if you go and when it isn't a speed trap, and you look at all of the metrics for the cash that you earned and the respect points that you earned, you'll see that there's a section for perfect shifts and good shifts. So please keep in mind that the more of those that you do every race, the better off your prize money is going to be. Alright, and see there, I messed it up a little bit too much. I ran underneath what that car was running a bit way too hard. But you see there, I got $200 cash just from all of those shifts that I did do. So, do keep in mind that it does earn you more cash to do this. Now, obviously, if you start losing a bunch of races, that's no good. So, it is certainly a skill and a trick, and honestly, this is a good skill to have for live racing, because you always want to be controlling your runs with your car. You never want to be having to beat dyno if you don't have to, and if you're way ahead of somebody, you always want to slow down. So this is a great place where you can, if you have a PC Cup car and you have it upgraded as much as you can, fusioned as much as you can because you're trying to complete it, it's a great place to be able to practice this if you're a newer player. Obviously, if you're an older player, you should be able to do this without really any thought. You should be able to do this in your sleep, but anyway. Barely won that one again, and you see I am getting good at being able to time it where I only just barely beat whoever I'm racing up against. And that's just a skill to have. I've driven this car enough times at this point from the videos that I have made on it between this one and the previous one. Do go check that one out if you want to see how to make this car a little bit stronger of a live racer than it already is if you have the parts that I do installed. But yeah, you can see here on this race, that car was coming. So it's getting to become difficult to where I'm not going to be able to cheese my way through most of these races anymore. But I want to be doing this so that, first of all, I show how I handle these PC Cups, because it's probably very different than what you're used to when you watch someone do a Prestige Cup on YouTube. But also, for those that are looking for what is the Prestige Cup time that I need to beat in order to be able to get that respect points for my crew, I'm just going to put this out there. I know already off the top of my head, because of seeing what other people needed in order to beat the Prestige Cup, that my TVR Sagaris is going to absolutely destroy this thing. That's why you don't see me going back in and out and adding fusions and this and that. I already know that this car is going to be able to do it, and I will show what I have on the car to be able to do this, just in case you're struggling or having a difficult time. The previous PC Cup was very, very difficult for even experienced players. I think I won that one. Wow. I must have just barely won it. Yep. Just barely did. But yeah, that previous Prestige Cup with the Mercedes was difficult. So this one appears to be a lot better, but it's also because fusion parts for TVRs are very difficult to come by, and I think they've made it bit nicer for people. Yeah, I definitely lost that one. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't bother me at all. Now you see I'm not making too much cash, so it's not really a crazy amount of cash that I'm making. Now if it was a bit more of a live racing scenario, I will actually I've found that I've been able to make $4,000 just from shifts. Now that was an extreme case where I was just doing it on purpose. Alright, there's another stage 6. I think that's not a duplicate. Do be mindful of the fact that this game loves to give out duplicate stage 6s and drive people crazy. But, yeah. As you can see, I am just blowing through this Prestige Cup without really any serious difficulty at all. I'm able to downshift like crazy. I'm not even driving the car properly, if you've seen that video. And I'm just gonna, right there at the end, pass them. That was a Bugatti, so they have pretty good acceleration at the beginning. Here we go. Finish her up. Let's get it done. But yeah, as you can see, this is really not the craziest of Prestige Cups to do. If you're having difficulty with it, my strong advice is to wait. The longer that you wait to do the Prestige Cup, the easier it becomes. Oof, this one's a bit more tight. Wow, there we go. Now we're starting to get more fun. Well, that was the final race. Okay. And that's it, just like that. Bam, done. Prestige Cup finished. I'm just going to take a screenshot of that just for the sake of having it. I like to have those as an inventory. Now, if you've never done a Prestige Cup before, which some of you that may be watching my videos have never done, after you complete it, and again, you have to complete it in order to do this, if you go back in, there is a leaderboard for this thing, and you can see here are, like, my crew members. They've got some pretty crazy times. Their cars appear to be pretty darn close to maxed. If you can get within the top 50,000 people that did this Prestige Cup, you can earn some very nice rewards. So really quickly, I'm going to go in here, and this time I'm actually going to try to drive the car a little bit better. I have not hit my dyno yet, even in beating this entire Prestige Cup, so yeah. Here we go. Good night. Let's see, what did we run there? There it is, beautiful. 11.365. That was a very good run, actually. I'm more than pleased with that. And you'll notice here, bam, it tells me where I am. I'm going to pull off that screen just in case there are people that don't want to be on YouTube. But anyway, so that is how you beat a Prestige Cup. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to hit later because I do want to show really quickly. These are the parts that I have installed in this car. It's nothing too crazy. I've got the engine, stage 5, transmission, stage 6, tire, stage 6, right, body, stage 6. So I have 3 stage 6 parts right there. Nitrous, stage 5, bleh. Intake, stage 5, turbo, stage 5, but I want a stage 6, and an engine, stage 5. So, obviously with this car, if you have the body, the tires, and the transmission, and you're able, as you can see, I have not fully fusioned this car even remotely close. I've got fusions everywhere that are missing. I have the nitrous fully fusioned, the intake is somewhat fusioned, the turbo is fully fusioned, the engine is fully fusioned, transmission, yeah. So, even without having more than 3 stage 6 parts, I was able to get it done fairly comfortably. Now the dyno says 11.534, and if you remember, when I ran that time, I ran about 11.3. So it's a decent natural dyno beating car. I don't have to play around with the tune or anything like that to make it beat dyno. Now I've shown where if you pull that transmission back further, as long as you get 1,000 Evo and you're able to get to 0 to 100 and this, it'll be dyno. So please do check that video if you are so inclined. But yeah, not too crazy a Prestige Cup, fairly simple, fairly easy, nothing too wild. That's gonna do it. At this point, I've shown how to beat the Prestige Cup. I've shown the little thing at the end where you have the live leaderboard of how fast you can drive your car. I never try to really do too many of those races. If I feel like I can get the car to have a little bit more performance, I can drive the car a little better, I do it. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you did enjoy this content, please consider subscribing, hitting that bell icon, switching them notifications to all so you don't miss out on a video. Leave a like if this video was helpful, me showing how to beat this Prestige Cup that is currently for this season. Obviously, if you're watching this sometime in the future after the Prestige Cup is come and gone, hopefully you did get something out of it. Anything you want to see in the future, please leave it down in that comment section below. Very, very quick announcement. Due to the fact that my Wi-Fi has been very wonky and messed up of late, and I just haven't been able to get a good signal, I'm going to be postponing when I'm doing my Friday live streams. So, I will be putting out videos instead of that, but it won't be a live stream. However, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hopefully some of you can get on for that. I will be on live racing, so you may be able to find me in that lobby that I would be in for the live stream. In addition to that, I just finally got started on the very first Tempest on my newest account. I'm really excited to start showcasing Tempest content, so please do look out for that. But as always, my name is Jacob. Here at the PNSSG is where you want to be. Thank you very much for watching. You all have a great and blessed day.